Hello, I'm Jam. And today, I'm going to show y'all how I made Welcome to Deadland, this month's TTRPG postcard dungeon and sticker design for Patreon. So if you didn't know, we have a section on our website called Play Materials. Here we have some random generators to help spark inspiration. Story dice will roll 4 different emojis. Pixel Blots generates 4 random shapes made from pixels. I think they tend to look like creatures or symbols you might find in fantasy. Interstellar Strangers is my favorite on this page. This generates random mirrored pixels to create alien characters. And on top of that, you get some random notes for their personality. You can re-roll the entire NPC, or you can just do the appearance, or just the traits. If you've watched my first few dungeon videos, this last random generator will be familiar. Drawing 2 random Pokemon types is one of my favorite quick ways to inspire a simple theme, so I really enjoyed adding this random elements generator to our website. Best part is that it's ad-free, unlike that other website. Big thanks to all the HTML and JavaScript resources that are out there. Anyway, for this dungeon, let's go back to Story Dice so I can show you all the theme I got for this month. So on this roll, I got a skull, a paper document, a fishing pole, and a glass of wine. And after thinking about it, I was reminded of one of my favorite point-and-click adventure games, Grim Fandango. It's kind of a 1950s noir, adventure, mystery, puzzle game. The story is amazing. So I took a screenshot of the story dice I got and brought it over to start brainstorming the text. With the story dice and other inspiration in mind, I knew I wanted the scenario to place players in a stylized land of the dead. I know I wanted to include fishing at the side of a glowing river of souls. But before I share more about that, let's get started on the artwork. This first piece is going to be a bright green skull. I based the general shape of the skull design from a lino cut block I carved sometime last year. I thought it would be fun to recreate it in watercolors and colored pencils, and then turn it into a wonderful, colorful sticker. Anyway, as I paint, let's chat more about Welcome to Deadland. So, I really liked how last month's dungeon was meant to be slotted into a whimsical setting between major destinations. This time, I wanted to try creating a dungeon that could be played in case of a player needing to miss a session, or 2. Even better, to help the absent player still feel included, I wanted to add a few simple prompts that they could answer. This is so that they can be involved in helping set up this side quest for the rest of the party. It'll be like a scavenger hunt inside of a sandbox. And at the very least, Welcome to Deadland can serve as a fun filler episode. By the way, y'all should remind me to make a beach episode postcard dungeon, cause that sounds like a blast. This dungeon is also kind of a collab. When I pitched Welcome to Deadland to Nova, aka Nevin, my spouse and Dinoberry co-founder, they immediately wanted to help write out the intro based off my notes. And they also created one of the quests for the merchants you meet. So how does the party arrive at Deadland? Well, they find their teammate's corpse, of course. Okay, not actually a corpse, but they're unresponsive, and there's definitely a soul gone missing. There's a magical ticket, or receipt, that a lazy Grim Reaper accidentally left on their body. But strangely, the name on it is misspelled. Lucky or unlucky for the group, as soon as a message on the ticket is read, they're all whisked away to another realm. A strange place between life and limbo. Welcome to Deadland. So I built up layers of watercolors more slowly with this next piece. I wanted to create something that tied to the merchants in Deadland. I thought an undead hand holding up like a magic-filled bottle could relate either to the alchemist or the boatmender. So after the party arrives at Deadland, they'll quickly meet the Reaper who made the grave error of taking their friend's soul. And as the name on the ticket proves, it's the wrong soul. A soul that is now somewhere, anywhere, tangled up in the river of souls. And the only way to save their friend is to hunt for spiritual objects. To get these items, they have to meet and barter with merchants all over Deadland. And this is so that they can lure the missing soul back to the lazy Reaper's fishing bowl to be able to fish it out of the river. What's nice about this little scavenger hunt is that while each of the merchants has their own mini-quest they could send the players on, the Game Master can always change their approach and decide to make the overall mission easier by making a merchant more sympathetic or easier to trade with. And with how I wrote some of the prompts, I like the idea of encouraging the players' characters to reminisce a bit about their ally or the campaign as a whole. It's a filler episode, so let's get some montage moments in there. With the sticker art done, it's time to scan and prep them for sticker making. So after I scan the art and do some color correcting, I use the pen tool in Affinity Designer to outline the shapes. I make sure to make the outline a little thicker than what I want the end result to be. I want to make sure to leave a little room for bleed. Oh, I also decided to change the outline of the hand and bottle to a pale yellow instead of keeping it white. After I'm happy with the shape, I place the scanned image within the shape and export them. Now in Silhouette Studio, I'll place all my sticker designs as close as I can, and of course, I fill in the gaps with little guys too. After the sticker sheet is printed, I'll put it on a cutting mat and add a clear water-resistant laminate. Next, it's time to load it into the cutting machine and hit send. I really love how these stickers turned out. I think the texture is really fun. I've been too busy to do traditional art for these last dungeons, so it's been fun to dip into it again. Anyway, it's time to work on the map. So for our map of Deadland, I wanted to try something a little fun and whimsical. By the way, I am using a used piece of watercolor paper. This had some random scribbles and paint on it already, but I thought I could just paint over it. Why waste a perfectly good page just because it had some extra texture already on it? To start off, I layer on shades of bright green to plan out the river. I was actually a little inspired by a postcard I once saw of Venice. It was a long time ago at some school trip to a museum, and it was a map of the canals, and the buildings were like layered blocks of paper and newspaper, and it was a cute little collage of the city. Deadland is a place surrounded by a desert of pitch black sand. So I layer on black with just a bit of navy here and there, and I dab my brush to texture it. To create what I'm going to use for the buildings and structures, I take another used sheet of paper and brush on random colors. Next, I cut it down to strips of colorful paper. Then, I cut down those strips into little shapes that will become buildings and other things. At this point, I'm kind of just testing out the structure placements as I go along. Once I have everything cut out, I add more texture by drawing in little details with my colored pencils. I really enjoyed making this dismantled robot. And this little greenhouse turned out pretty cute too. The building's got little windows and outlines. After detailing all the pieces, I figured out their final placements and glued them on. With the map all done, it's time for editing and layout. Here we are in Affinity Publisher. I start off by making a little title design. I pick a lot of the colors I use right off the map image. Next, I label the rivers, the merchant locations, and these islands. I ended up feeling like the merchant names didn't quite fit, so I replaced them with cardsuit symbols, and I used this on the text side as well. Speaking of, time for the backside. I wanted a very vibrant look this time, so I picked that sickly neon green from the river for the background. And I put all the text blocks within shapes. To make the art and text feel like pieces of a collage, I tilt the shapes a little bit, and I use quick effects to add a shadow. After hours of messing around, I'm happy with the final results. And here it is. Welcome to Deadland. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to like and subscribe. By the way, I gotta know, which sticker design would you like more as a tattoo? The skull or the bottle? Maybe both? If your character's lost soul had to be fished from the river, what items would make the best bait? Also, what other kind of random generators could I add to our website? I have so many ideas for more. To get these goodies in your mailbox, check out our Patreon sticker and dungeon clubs. By the way, if you missed out on any of the past designs, you can get access to the secret shop where you can pick up leftovers. Don't forget to use the coupon reward too. Truly, y'all's support means so much. I'm more than happy to send discounts your way. Please use them. Thank you again and again so much for watching to the end. Love you, bye!